So hopefully you were able to give me a lot of cool songs that explain you as a person. So independent reading, let's take a look at that video. Is going to look the same. It's going to be the same amount of time each day, whether you're virtual or in class. So let's take a look to see what the expectations are for independent reading. Independent reading time. Okay, when you are in class, you are expected to have a book that you read each day until you complete it and can take a quiz over it. There are tons of books on my shelf. I am going to show you a video tomorrow how Mrs. Preddy will let you hold books and put books on hold, and they will deliver it to you. Once every other week, we get to go to the library to read and to check out books. So be prepared for that. Our first time being able to go in there and check out will be next week, August 17th and 18th, if you have chosen the in-person option. If you are a virtual learner, you can still put books on hold, and you can pick them up at your convenience. There's tons of online books in the Read 180 selection, so you can read all kinds of things. Now, the expectation is that you enjoy this time. I want you to read something that you want to read, not something that you feel like is, so boring. Okay? So choose a book that you're confident in. Now, I'm going to ask you to give that book at least 2 days, reading that full 20 minutes. And if you just cannot get into it, I will let you switch. But do give it a chance. Sometimes the first couple pages aren't all that interesting, and then it picks up and it's a really good book. I've read a couple like that. So independent reading time, you get to, if you're in person, move around the room, get comfortable, and read the entire 20 minutes. At home learners, you are expected to set a timer and read for 20 minutes. The expectation is that you take the same book home and bring it back if you are that hybrid learner. And again, finish the book. I don't want you reading or one of us is lying one day and then Scythe the next, because those books intertwine and it starts getting confusing. So make sure that you bring your book home, bring it back, and read the same thing every day and fill out that reading log. So I don't have an activity for you to do other than listening to these book talks. You should have brought this up, and this is book talks that I'm going to do for the next week. And all you simply have to do is listen to the book talk. Okay, and I don't think the books are in this order. All of these are alphabetical, but find the book talk. And then I have everything in here. You might also I've already put the Lexile in there. You've got the author in the title. If you want to read this book, here's how you highlight. This means yes, no, maybe. All right. So if I listen to this book talk and I think it's a cool book, I'm going to highlight it just like that. And then this little highlighter right here, you're just going to change it to whatever color you want. Okay. So it stands out so you know that is a book that you want to read. So I'm going to take the highlighter off now, but that is simply all you have to do. Make sure you mark it up. And then when we go to the library, when you get a chance to put a book on hold, you can refer back to this and see which books sounded good to you. Okay. So I'm going to start off with doing 4 book talks. I'm going to start with Addicts first. And I need to go back. Sorry. So Addicts by Philip Hoos. Oh, this loading takes forever. Sorry. Hoosier Philip Hoos chronicles the true story of the Indianapolis Crispus Attucks Tigers, their coach Ray Crow, and possibly one of the greatest basketball players ever, Oscar Robertson. The book includes photos and newspaper snippets that detail the prejudiced and cultural climate of Indiana that abounded during this time period. Readers may be shocked at basketball's racist history and what this team had to overcome, but readers will find the team's persistence inspiring. There's a small little movie or book trailer with it. Okay, so pause this video right now and go to your book talk and go ahead and mark if that's something that you think would be interesting to read. So next on the list is Charlie Hernandez. And Charlie Hernandez, after it comes up, in The League of Shadows by Ryan Callejo, Lexile 780. Charlie Hernandez always thought the stories his abuela told him were made up until he starts meeting the mythological creatures she spoke of. He quickly learns that he may also be a mythological creature called a morphling when his body starts producing feathers, horns, and even lobster-like claws. With the help of his crush, an ambitious detective, he will attempt to learn the truth about himself and his missing parents. And he will finally learn what the mythological creatures have to do with all of it.
A 2020-2021 Texas Bluebonnet Award nominee, Charlie Hernandez and the League of Shadows by Ryan Callejo. 12-year-old Charlie Hernandez grew up always listening to his abuela's stories, but he never dreamed they would come true. But strange things have been happening. Not only are his parents missing, his house has burnt down, and now he is growing horns and feathers all over his body. Charlie also finds a mysterious locket with an old map inside. The map is leading Charlie and his friend Violet to some strange places with even more strange creatures from his abuela's stories. With the help of his friend Violet, can Charlie figure out what's happening? Find out in Charlie Hernandez and the League of Shadows.
Okay, so if that sounds interesting, go ahead and mark it in your reading or your book talks. Okay, the next one we're going to do is City of Ghosts. And this one is by Victoria Schwab, Lexile 720. Cass temporarily died by drowning. She did not come back alone. She came back with a new best friend named Jacob. When her ghost hunting parents get a TV deal in Europe, Cass is not thrilled. She is even more displeased when she finds out that the Raven in Red, a ghost, is stealing children. With the help of Jacob and Lara, another girl who sees ghosts, Cass will have to figure out how to defeat the Raven in Red.
Ever since I almost drowned, I can pull back the veil that separates the living from the dead. I wouldn't even be alive, but my best friend Jacob saved me. He's a ghost, and I'm the only one who can see him. Now, my parents investigate the world's most haunted places, finding ghosts in the living world and beyond the veil. But the spirits aren't just restless, they're angry and dangerous. If I'm going to survive, I have a lot to learn about the veil, Jacob, and myself.
Okay, so City of Ghosts. Pause this and go back to the reading book talk there and mark yes, no, or maybe. And the last one I'm going to do today is Gamer Army. Gamer Army is written by Trent Reedy and has a Lexile of 870. Elite gamer Rogan Weber receives an invitation to an exclusive contest by the developer of his favorite game, Laser Viper. When Rogan accepts, he's determined to beat the other skilled players at all costs and stake his claim to being the top Viper on the planet. However, in his new game, one member of the gamer army is eliminated after each task, which has an impact on how they play both individually and as a team. And when they realize that the game they are playing is impacting the real world, it's up to the gamer army to reunite to defeat the villain.
Welcome to Virtual City, an unlimited digital world where you can be anyone and do anything. Would you like to join an event at the Global Forum or check out the new Laser Viper tournament on Gamer Avenue?
Listen up, my name is Rogan Weber. I joined this online gaming tournament for fun. I wanted to prove I was the best. But something's wrong with Laser Viper. These game battles are more than they appear. I think the danger might be real. This isn't just a game.
Okay, if you're into video games, that sounds like a really cool one. But go ahead and pause it and mark it on your reading list there if that's something that's interesting to you or not. And then we are going to go ahead and wrap up for the day. So there is one last little question for you to reflect on. Do you have any questions about the expectations for each station on virtual and in-person days? If so, you can type it in that final discussion question. And if you don't, you can simply type in the words, "I'm good," so that I know you have no questions at all. So going back to the objectives, did you demonstrate understanding of expectations, participate in activities? Did you fill in your book talk list and complete each rotation? If not, make sure that you complete those before I see you again tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.